and it's coming down. Made 50 grand on a 2-bit house. So come on, baby, do the dead cat bounce.
Nathan Moroney! He's the next big thing. Big round of applause.
Testing. It's all good. Hello. Everyone had a good day today? Yeah. Obviously not. No. I had a pretty interesting day. I'd probably count it as an understatement because it was quite the viewing. And I'll give you a few clues. I won't give it away straight away. Participating in this sport will probably make you more aware of your surroundings. It will probably make you feel or show more respect for the great outdoors. And it's probably one of the top 10 things to do of the 21st century. You got it? No? Dogging. Yes, I witnessed a dogging session, and it was when I first saw it, I just exploded. You know, you real giggle. You know, it's like if you saw a bloke walk into a lamppost or a woman fall up the stairs. It's just hilarious. You know, it was like when I went on holiday with my family. We went on a skiing holiday, and one night I went clubbing with two of my cousins. And on the way back, we saw this northern woman stack up this hill in the hills. And, you know, you could see her ready to go. You could see the swaying motion in the legs, and then bam, face plant. You know. And at this point, we were trying to be polite. It was just like, oh, you know, don't laugh in front of her. So we just turbo walked to the nearest corner, so we could just collapse and die. You know. And of course, it was just the biggest sigh of relief ever. And of course, this was the point where they caught us up. What was I going to go yet? Oh, great, here we go. First time, forgotten what I was going to say. But yeah, I think the main reason we wanted to run away from this woman was because, well, she was pretty hench. She looked like one of those women that could probably break your neck with her thighs, you know. And trust me, we saw them, but come to mention it, when she stacked, I think we saw everything, so... But yeah, back to that dogging session. Despite the fact that there was a car involved, it wasn't your typical dogging session. What was the cream of the crop, the cherry on top, was the fact that there was a cat. There was actually a cat sitting on top of the vehicle. Okay. Now, in this sort of situation, you'd think the cat's going to run off, you know, scared, you know, wetting itself, just running off. But no, it looked like it was getting some form of like sexual thrill from this, you know, and it literally just stood its ground, literally, you know. So yeah, there's a recap of what I noticed. A horny mongrel. And I also discovered that a Vauxhall Corsa has pretty sweet hydraulics. But yeah, I think it's hilarious where people do it these days. Like, for example, 2 summers ago, I went to this music festival, and it was about 3 o'clock in the morning. All the performances had finished. I was just absolutely cream crackered. I just wanted to go to bed. And as I get closer to my tent, what do I see in the distance, shuffling in the distance? 2 people shagging in my tent. In my tent. They actually had, you know, I was livid, you know, they actually had the audacity to walk into my tent and do it, you know? How rude is that, you know? And you don't know what to do in this sort of position, you know? You don't just sort of walk in and go, hello, you're shagging in my tent. You know, it's just, you know, you don't know what to do. You don't just stop sex, you know, it's unnatural, you know? And of course, in the end, my mate actually stopped them. He actually, literally, like a door, he knocked on the tent and asked them to stop. And it was a very cringe-worthy moment because there was this long pause until they said, okay. But I kind of felt guilty when they came out because, to be fairly honest, I mean, they were pretty good-looking people, you know. It was just like, oh, now I kind of feel guilty because, you know, we just stopped beautiful sex, you know. Now I wished I'd gone in there, you know. But yeah, despite the fact that they'd clearly made their mark, and there was an odd smell. I, for some reason, had a pretty good night's sleep. So yeah, anyway, that's me done. Thank you for having me.
It all went so well and then he falls off stage. Nathan Moroney, big round of applause for his time!
Living in a dead-end deadbeat town. It's coming up and it's coming down. Made 50 grand on a 2-bit house. So come on baby, do